team's coming off a rough weekend against California schools. Can you speak a little bit of how recovery or momentum goes into this game and how it looks for the rest of the season?
Well, you don't have a real opportunity to dwell on that too long. You know, you got to move on. You got to learn from you know, the weaknesses that were exposed in those games and take it for what it is. You know, there were 2 games. We got beat by good teams. You know, now we got to move on to the next thing, and that's this Saturday's Civil War.
Last time you guys played, Amanda Johnson was just off a thumb injury, and that was her second lowest scoring game since. Are you preparing for the same Amanda Johnson or a player you know her to be? What's your expectation?
That she's going to be a handful every time she touches the ball. You know, she's a threat to score. She's an elite scorer. Needs no space to get a shot off. She's a warrior, and she's a senior playing in her last home game. You know, you put that together, we're expecting a huge game from her, and it's going to take a big-time effort from us to slow her down. And so she's a great player, and, you know, the numbers that she's put up are what I kind of would expect from her. That's what we saw a year ago, you know, and that's what we saw flashes of in our game. And I know she didn't play as long as she normally would because they were limiting her minutes, I believe, because of her injury. You know, now I'm expecting to see her on the floor for 40 minutes, you know, and expecting a big-time performance.
Allie, have there been any talks about Anna's last Civil War and what that means as the only senior going against a couple seniors on their senior day?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we always want to get the win for Anna this season, no matter what game it is, but I think this one's a special one, especially on their home court. Just to come out with the win would be great for her.
And last Civil War, you had a career day. Can you talk about a little what helped you be successful that game and how that goes into your preparation this week?
I don't know, I guess it was my first Civil War, so I wanted to do really well, and the whole team was talking about how we have to beat Oregon and how it's such a big game, and just stepping on the court with that many fans and the atmosphere was really cool, so I just wanted to perform well.
Last week, Scott, you said you got beat by 2 good teams, but you made a run back at Cal. Was that a moral victory? Are you a believer in moral victories and still with this program, are you?
I don't know. Moral victory. I thought we competed well. You know, we lost the game, and there was a stretch in the second half where I was disappointed in our offensive execution when they made a run at us. And so I didn't think we handled that as well as we should have, to be honest. I was really proud of the team for competing after coming off the Stanford game, which, you know, Stanford can make you feel pretty bad about yourself. And so we handled that emotion well, and I thought we really came out and competed from the first minute. I thought we put a 40-minute game together with our effort. We just lost there's a 5-minute stretch where mentally we just weren't real sharp offensively. And that allowed them to get away from us. From then on, that was even, and then I was really proud of the way we battled. So it was the best we've played Cal, you know, in the 4 times that I've been able to coach against them, and we've competed against them, and so that's progress for our team, and so we'll look at that as a step forward.
What about you, Allie? When you guys played at Stanford, you talked a lot about that win, playing that close gave you confidence. So does last week playing Cal that tight give you confidence going into this week or not?
Yeah, I guess we can take that out of that game, but it does give us confidence knowing that we can compete with them, and yeah, I don't really know.
First Civil War, you guys were able to kind of take control down the stretch. How do you expect a different game and a different Oregon team this time around?
They're at home. You know, this is a team that has a lot of offensive firepower, and they can score. You know, obviously their system is to score quick, and they certainly can do that. Anybody can score on their team. And so it needs to be the same for us. It needs to be, you know, a game where we have a say in what the tempo is. You know, if we let them get rolling and let Jackson or Thomas, whoever's running the point for them, get going and set the pace, then we're going to be on our heels. And if we're on our heels, they're feeling good. And if they get comfortable and confident, they can put points up in a hurry. So we've got to control tempo like last time, you know, and it needs to be kind of a slugfest a little bit. It needs to be 5-on-5, you know, at least when we're on defense anyway. And so I anticipate just another great game.
And in terms of building the program up, how important are these Civil War games and you know, getting victories and being able to say, hey, we're the better team in the state?
And I think every game's huge. You know, I think every game is big. I think, you know, I guess you're talking there about recruiting a little bit. Certainly, it's nice to be able to say that. You know, and what we need to focus on, though, we're in a good spot in conference right now. We want to protect what we've done. We don't want to take steps backwards, and this is a team that we can compete with. We know that, and we need to come out and put a great game together and find a way to win it.